We're going to travel down to Purchase. They have a turf field. Hopefully we can get out there. And then from there we're going down to Maryland, Salisbury. And, the weather is kind of questionable this weekend. And then we open up league play next week down in Winter Haven, Florida. So I'm hoping that the snow will be off the ground down there.
This is kind of a different year for you, obviously, with the moving of spring break. You're playing league games in Florida. What are you guys trying to do up here to prepare for? I guess you're going to jump right into games that matter.
Well, it's been a little bit difficult. I'd say this winter's one of the worst winters we've had. I thought last year was bad. This year, I think, is even worse. We'd scheduled a lot of games. Unfortunately, due to the weather and the cold, they were postponed or canceled. We've been able to practice indoors. I think our pitching staff is ready. We played well in the outing we had down in Virginia in the early part of February. We fielded real well. We pitched real well. Our timing, I think, was still a little off from a hitting standpoint because we really haven't been outside on a baseball field, and we've just seen the balls indoors. And I think it's a little different look once you get outside. As far as your ability to see the ball and what have you. So it makes a big difference.
So is that what you kind of feel like the hitting is the things that's going to come around second to pitching when you guys finally get outdoors?
I believe so. I got to hope so. Like I said, it's tough. The things we do indoors, it's really tough to duplicate, outdoors, with batting cages and artificial lighting and things like that. So, I think we're as ready as we possibly can be under the circumstances, and we just need to get out on the field and play some games and make some mistakes and figure out what we need to work on and need to improve upon. So we're gonna jump right into league play, in another week or so.
And finally, the last question for you, Coach. The Robeson Field staff always do an excellent job of getting that field ready. Probably their toughest task in a few years here this year. But are you excited to be, looking down the road to be playing at home here and once all the snow and ice is gone?
Yeah, they've done our grounds people have done a tremendous job moving the snow around. Unfortunately, it's a grass field and it's going to take some time to drain off and to soak into the ground. But we've got a big head start. The weather looks good this week. It's warming up. So I think when we get back from Florida, we open up at home against Vassar on the first weekend in April, and I think we're going to be ready to go.
We're pretty excited to get down to Florida and especially play Maryland next week, get a few games under our belt before we start league action. It's pretty exciting. Everybody's ready to go. The snow out here is kind of disappointment, but it's going to be fun to get outside and start playing.
Coach said the pitching staff is a pretty solid head start. Hitters, it's kind of tough inside outside. What's the biggest thing for you between playing indoors and I guess getting out and playing in a real game here?
Definitely the lighting. Inside, the lighting's a little bit rough. It's hard to pick up the ball. But our pitchers have been doing a great job inside attacking the hitters, and the hitters have been doing well with our approach. And we're definitely looking forward to get outside and trying to do well.
You guys have got a couple times on the turf. Is that just to try to read some fly balls with the sky and everything?
Yeah, it's just to read some fly balls, get some ground balls, just trying to get some live ball action. That's definitely more beneficial than inside in the 87 gym at the Armory.
Coach said you guys fielded the ball pretty well in your trip a couple weeks ago, but I guess that seems like a while ago now. What are you guys trying to get out of this trip here to Purchase and potentially Salisbury down there?
Just to solidify more offensive and defensive game. We did well when we went down to Virginia, and our defense should be just as well this weekend. We just have to make sure that that's solid for league games.
I went from the outfield. I'm playing third base this year.
What's the transition been like for you in that switch?
Actually, it's not too hard. I came in here as a shortstop, and then sophomore and junior year they moved me to left field. So just getting back at the hot corner at third base.
You've had just the one doubleheader so far this season, but getting back to play again here, the weather's warming up. What is kind of the team most excited about here?
Definitely just getting outside and flying around. Like we've really just been itching to get outside. That's the biggest thing. We've been out on the turf a few times so far, and it's just good to be outside.
you guys are headed down to potentially play a couple games of Purchase on their turf, and then Salisbury for 3. Is that going to be the most important thing for you, especially from the hitting standpoint? Just seeing some live outside pitching.
Yeah, I mean we've seen live pitching against our pitchers, but it'd be nice to play an opposing team and put it to them.
And then league games down in Florida. Obviously, this is the first time it's happened, just because of how spring break kind of worked out for you guys. But what's going to be different, I guess, for that sense?
The difference this year is we have to be ready to play as soon as we get down to Florida. There's no messing around. Just got to take it game by game. Just play as hard as we can as soon as we get down there.